Good morning.
Good morning, all. Welcome to the Public Facilities Commission. Before us today is the Mayor's Office of Housing. And over to you, TT.
Thank you. Good morning, Commissioners. This meeting is being recorded and broadcast live. I'll now ask the PFC Secretary, Colleen Daly, to conduct the roll call of the meeting participants.
Thank you, TT. Participants, please unmute your device and confirm your presence when I call your name. Beginning roll call with the Commission. Larry Mamoli, Commissioner.
Present.
Donald Wright, Commissioner.
Present.
TT Lee, Legal Advisor.
Present.
Catherine Pendleton, Article Clerk.
Present.
Next with the Mayor's Office of Housing, Jessica Boatwright, Deputy Director, Neighborhood Housing Development Division.
Present.
Antonio Leish, Senior Housing Development Officer, NHD.
Present.
I'll read for the record the remainder of the individuals who are in attendance but will not be presenting in today's meeting. Attendees, you do not have to unmute your device. Elizabeth Felton, a paralegal for the PFC. Lauren Forbes, Assistant Corp Counsel, Law Department. James McDonough, Senior Staff Attorney, MOH. Thank you, and this concludes roll call.
Thank you, Colleen. Beginning this morning, we have Jessica Boatwright, Deputy Director of NHD for the Mayor's Office of Housing. MOH has 4 votes for the agenda today. Before we begin the vote request presentations, MOH has requested to provide a brief intro to the Welcome Home Boston initiative. Would that be agreeable to the Commission?
Yes. Yes.
Thank you. On that note, I'll turn it over to Jessica Boatwright.
Great, thank you, and good morning, Commissioners. I'm really excited to be here today for what feels like a special session of the Public Facilities Commission. As TT mentioned, all of the votes that we will bring before you today are part of the Welcome Home Boston program, and I wanted to just take an opportunity to give you a little bit of background on this initiative. Welcome Home Boston is the realization of Mayor Wu's historic commitment of City of Boston American Recovery Plan Act, or ARPA funds, for homeownership. The initiative focuses on 150 sites identified in the BPDA citywide land audit as ideal for neighborhood scale infill development. It couples land disposition for homeownership development with enhanced homebuyer assistance to expand homeownership opportunities for Bostonians. Today's votes represent the first phase of the program, which involved RFPs for a grouping of parcels in Dorchester. At the beginning of Welcome Home Boston, our staff implemented a comprehensive community outreach strategy to expand the table for participation. Welcome Home Boston phases, or packages of parcels, are based on geographic sort of mini regions for engagement. To reach as many constituents as possible, we organized these packages of sites for ideal outreach and ability to engage with members of the community. And we also created a menu of engagement opportunities outside of our normal evening meetings. We advertise the engagement opportunities through our website, through direct outreach, through QR code enabled signs on the sites, and through postcards. And a few of the activities that we engaged in included a survey about what people were interested in, which remained open for a long period of time. We had 3 focus groups with sort of non-traditional participants in large community processes, including young home buyers, Boston Housing Authority residents, and prospective home buyers working with MAHA. We also did a large community open house. We had a series of office hours, both for community members and developers. We did evening neighborhood briefings, and we also did community site walks of the parcels. We ensured that our partners from the Boston Home Center were present, because many of the people that came to talk to us were not only interested in development, but also wanted to know how to get home buying assistance for their families in the short term. The community priorities that came out of this process emphasized affordability, family-sized units, diverse developers, parking, neighborhood context, open spaces, and improved transit and safety measures in the area. These efforts exemplify MOH's commitment to inclusive and community-driven development. Throughout the process, partly coming from the community process and from past experiences, we really tried to elevate our work to ensure that BIPOC-led and Boston-led emerging developers had real opportunity to build a business relationship with the city and compete for parcels. Some of the activities that we did as part of this outreach strategy included focus groups with these developers actually prior to the start of the process, small group and large group discussions during the community process, including educational sessions with Kings Amongst Kings and the Builders of Color Coalition, educational outreach during the RFP process, which included an expanded bidders conference format to let people both learn about development and have opportunities to build out their own teams. We also did additional virtual office hours for one-on-one assistance from MOH staff for the developers. And we did everything that we could to make the MOH RFP more detailed and specific about what it would take to successfully compete. Very soon, we're going to be able to share more information on funds that have specifically been set aside for pre-development lending and technical assistance that have been put out for a third party to administer to help BIPOC and local development teams. And I'm excited that a number of the developers we're going to discuss today are new to working with the city on affordable housing developments, which I think is a really exciting opportunity for all of us. We organized a series of events related to the RFP itself. As I mentioned above, we had 2 applicant conferences, a virtual conference on April 14th, 2023, and an in-person event at the Bowling Building in Nubian Square on April 24th, 2023. After the submissions were received, eligible applicants were invited to present to the community on their proposals on September 12th and September 14th of 2023. So as you can see, I think, because this is maybe a bigger introduction than what everyone planned for, we are particularly excited about sharing today's votes with you. This is it's a central program to what we're doing right now, and we think we have some really great packages to present to you. The recommendations for tentative designation that we're presenting today result from a thorough evaluation based on the established RFP criteria and the public comment. And with that, I will hand things over to Antonio Leish.
If I could just go ahead and introduce the votes and then turn it over to Antonio. So thank you, Jessica, for that introduction. We'll now begin the vote request presentations. Just a note for the record, there are 4 vote requests, all of which will be presented by Antonio Leish, Senior Housing Development Officer with the Neighborhood Housing Development Division of MOH. We will call off each vote as we normally do in due course business and call for a vote for each one. Vote number 1 is a request for tentative developer designation and intent to sell to Boston Communities LLC. This is for vacant land located at 77 to 79, 81, 84, and 94 Harvard Street in Dorchester. The purchase price is recommended at $400. Antonio, if you please present vote number 1.
Thank you, TT. Good morning, commissioners. As mentioned, my name is Antonio Leish. I'm a Senior Housing Development Officer with MOH, and I'm here to present vote 1. I am requesting POC approval for the tentative developer designation of Boston Communities for the parcels identified in the vote package, which are located in the Dorchester neighborhood of Boston. These parcels are offered under the Welcome Home Boston program, and after a comprehensive evaluation, using the RFP evaluation criteria, Boston Communities development team has been recommended as the designated developer, again for the specified parcels in this vote request. Boston Communities was one of 2 applicants for the Harbor Street parcels, and they were the highest ranked applicant across across the RFP evaluation criteria. Boston Communities is an experienced and fully capitalized development team. The team has over 3 decades of experience in building complex real estate communities combined. And the team has a strong existing relationship with local lenders and has experience working with state and city funding. Also navigating City of Boston permitting process, affordable housing finance, and promoting equity through high quality housing development. Boston Communities is a certified MBE and is a first-time applicant for a direct award of MOH-owned land and MOH funding. The development team presented their proposal at an MOH-sponsored community meeting on September 14th, 2023. The proposal received support from the community during the meeting and the subsequent 14-day public comment period. As noted above, based on the team review and public comments, Boston Community's proposal was preferred. The vote package includes a comprehensive memo about the project and the PFC vote request. To achieve the development plan, MOH proposes a land cost subsidy by reducing the sales price of the parcels to $100 per parcel to support the public benefit of creating affordable homeownership. In exchange, the project will yield 24 affordable homeownership units between 80 and 100% AMI, repurposing 4 long-held vacant parcels into affordable housing for Boston residents. There will also be 3 fully accessible units. The unit mix consists of 1 to 4 bedroom units, includes parking ratio of 0.375 and a 1-to-1 bike parking ratio. At this time, I would like to direct the Commissioner's attention to slides provided related to this vote request, which are displayed on the screen. Sorry, I lost my place here. The first shows an aerial map of the parcels. The second slide shows an existing conditions of the site. And the final slide shows the presented rendering, or the proposed rendering of the development. If approved, this vote will empower Boston communities to progress to design work, permitting processes, and securing essential financing. MOH remains committed to ensuring transparency, inclusivity, and adherence to the high standards in this transformative project. We expect to return to PFC in the spring of 2024 for a conveyance vote. I am here today to address any inquiries you may have. I would like to thank you for your time and consideration for this significant vote request.
You're muted, Commissioner. Sorry about that. No questions, but a couple of comments. One, I just actually compliment MOH on the maintenance of properties out there. It's nice to see in the existing photos, everything nice, cut, clean, and so forth, which is always an important part. But most importantly, this sounds like a great project. I'm glad you did a lot of outreach. It's also nice to have some new people bidding on this. But with that, Commissioner Wright, any questions?
No, just I was actually going to save mine to the end and commend the entire team. So I'll do that, Commissioner, but no questions at this point.
Motion to approve?
I second that motion.
All in favor? Aye.
Thank you. Vote number 1 is hereby approved. Vote number 2 is a request for tentative developer designation and intent to sell to African Community Economic Development of New England Incorporated for vacant land located at 140 to 144 Erie Street and 52 Glenway Street in Dorchester. The purchase price is recommended at $200. Antonio, if you please present vote number 2.
Yes, thank you. Good morning, Commissioners. I come before you today to seek the PFC approval for the tentative developer designation of the African Community Economic Development Organization of New England, who will hereby be referred to as ACEDONE, for 140 and 144 Erie Street and 52 Glenway Street, 2 parcels, 2 vacant land parcels in Dorchester. These parcels are made available through a land disposition request for proposals issued by the Mayor's Office of Housing, emphasizing a preference for income-restricted home ownership. The comprehensive details of this project and the associated PFC vote requests are included in the enclosed memo. After a comprehensive evaluation, again using the RFP evaluation criteria, the ACEDONE development team has been recommended as the designated developer for the specified parcels in this vote request. ACEDONE, this choice is backed by ACEDONE's proven relevant development experience, their financial capability, alignment with RFP objectives, local presence, diversity, and support for disenfranchised local firms. Furthermore, Acidone's proposal garnered significant community and public support, making it a top-ranked applicant for the specified sites in both team review and public endorsement. In order to enable the proposed development plan, MOH suggests, again, a land subsidy by reducing the sales price of the parcels to $100 per parcel. This adjustment supports the overarching public benefit of creating affordable home ownership and enhancing open space. In exchange, the project will yield 7 income restricted home ownership units between 80 to 100% AMI, repurposing 2 long-held vacant parcels into affordable housing for Boston residents. The units, which are designed for families, consist of 2 and 3 bedrooms sizes and will be all-electric structures built to meet Passive House and LEED certified standards, aligning with MOH zero emissions building policy. At this time, I would like to direct the Commissioner's attention to slides prepared. Thank you. The slides provide a parcel map of the 2 sites. The next slide provides a street-level perspective of the existing conditions. And the next slide is a preliminary rendering of the plans, both on this side and I think there might be one more. Yes, thank you. If approved, this vote will empower Acedone to progress with design work, permitting processes, and securing essential financing. MOH remains committed to ensuring transparency, inclusivity, and adherence to the highest standards in this transformative project. I'm here today to address any inquiries you may have, and again, thank you for your time and consideration for this significant vote request.
No questions on my part. Looks like a very good project.
No questions on my end, Commissioner. Great project.
Motion to approve?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Vote number 2 is hereby approved. Vote number 3 is a request for a tentative developer designation and intent to sell to Norfolk Design and Construction LLC. This is for vacant land located at 241, 268, and 276 Geneva Avenue and 1 McNeil Way in Dorchester. The purchase price is at $400. Antonio, if you please present vote number.
Thank you. Good morning, Commissioners, again. I am here requesting PFC approval for the tentative developer designation of Norfolk Design and Construction for 241 Geneva, 268 Geneva, 276 Geneva, and 1 McNeil Way. All of these parcels are located in the Dorchester neighborhood of Boston. These parcels are offered under a land disposition request for proposals issued by MOH, emphasizing a preference for income-restricted home ownership. The comprehensive details of this project and the associated PFC vote request are included in the enclosed memo. Following a rigorous assessment of the RFP response and an in-depth evaluation against the RFP evaluation criteria, Norfolk Design and Construction has been recommended as the designated developer for the specified parcels in this request. MOH received 2 compelling proposals for the specified sites, but this decision was supported by several key factors. Norfolk's development team has demonstrated relevant experience in the ability to secure financing for this project of this scale. The proposed new home ownership plans align with RFP objectives for the designated sites, including but not limited to their design concept and the development cost feasibility. Also, Norfolk Design and Construction is a certified MBE and a veteran business-owned enterprise with a diverse composition, meeting the RFP goals regarding local women business enterprises and minority business enterprises participation and providing opportunities for historically disadvantaged local firms as assessed by the MOH review team. During the community meeting sponsored by MOH on September 14th, Norfolk presented its proposal and garnered support from both community and local elected officials. both during the meeting and in subsequent public comment period. These significant factors led to Norfolk's proposal being ranked at the top for the specified sites for this PFC vote request. In order to enable the proposed development plan, MOH suggests a land cost subsidy by reducing the sales price of the parcels to $100 per parcel. This adjustment supports the overarching public benefit of creating affordable home ownership and enhancing public open spaces. Additionally, the sale of the 4 parcels will yield long-term financial benefits to the city. By removing these parcels from the inventory, the city will be able to avoid any future costs and liability for maintaining these properties. In exchange, the project will yield 20 income-restricted homeownership units between 80 to 100% AMI that will remain deed restricted for the period of 30 years, repurposing these 4 long-held vacant parcels into affordable homeownership. Each unit is designed for families consisting of 2 to 3 bedroom sizes, and they will be built to LEED certified standards, aligning with MOH's zero emissions building policy. In addition, there will also be 8 off-street parking spaces available. At this time, I would like to direct the Commissioner's attention to slides presented for this vote, which includes visual aids to enhance understanding. The slides provided includes an aerial map of the parcels in this vote package. Additionally, there is a street level perspective of existing conditions. And in the next slide, there are preliminary renderings of the plans. If approved, this vote will empower Norfolk Design and Construction to progress with design work, permitting processes, and securing essential financing. MOH remains committed to ensuring transparency, inclusivity, and adherence to the highest standards in this transformative project. MOH will will return to PFC after completing key tasks for a conveyance vote. I'm here today to address any inquiries you may have, and I'd like to thank you for your time and consideration for this significant vote request.
No questions, good project.
Same here, no questions.
Motion to approve?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Vote number 3 is hereby approved. And now for the final vote for today is vote number 4, which is a request for a tentative developer designation intent to sell to Dorchester Design Collaborative LLC. This is for vacant land located at 106 Norwell Street and 2 unnumbered parcels on Norwell Street in Dorchester. The purchase price is at $300. Antonio, if you would please present vote number 4.
Thank you. Good morning, Commissioners. I'm here to request the PFC's approval for the tentative developer designation of Dorchester Design Collaborative for 3 vacant land parcels in Dorchester, which include 101 Norwell and 2 adjacent unnumbered parcels on Norwell Street. These parcels were offered through an RFP by MOH, emphasizing income-restricted home ownership. The comprehensive details of this project and the associated PFC vote request are included in an enclosed memo. After a comprehensive evaluation using the RFP evaluation criteria, the Dorchester Design Collaborative Development Team has been recommended as the designated developer for the specified parcels in this vote request. Dorchester Design Collaborative was one of 3 eligible applicants for the Norwell Street parcels, and they were the highest ranked applicant across the RFP evaluation criteria. This decision is supported by several key factors. Dorchester Design Collaborative's development team has demonstrated relevant experience and the ability to secure financing for this project of this scale. Their proposal includes new homeownership plans, which aligns with the RFP objectives for the designated sites, and also Dorchester Design Collaborative is a local Boston-based team with a diverse composition, meeting the RFP goals concerning local women business enterprises and minority business enterprise participation. Dorchester Design Collaborative's proposal actively promotes opportunities for historically disadvantaged or disenfranchised local firms, as verified by the MOH review team. Also, during the community meeting sponsored by MOH on September 14th, 2023, Dorchester Design Collaborative presented its proposal and garnered significant support from both community residents and local elected officials, both during the meeting and in a subsequent public comment period. These significant factors led to Dorchester Design Collaborative proposal being ranked at the top for the specified sites in this PFC vote request, receiving endorsements from both the team review and public endorsements. In order to enable the proposed development plan, MOH suggests a land cost subsidy by reducing the sales price of the parcels to $100 per parcel. This adjustment supports the overarching public benefit of creating affordable homeownership and enhancing public open space. In exchange, the project will yield 12 income-restricted homeownership units between 80 to 100% AMI, and it will remain deed restricted for the period of 30 years, repurposing 3 long-held vacant parcels into affordable housing for Boston residents. The units designed for families consists of 1 to 4 bedroom sizes, and will be built to meet Passive House and LEED certified standards, aligning with MOH zero emissions buildings policy. At this time, I would like to direct the Commissioner's attention to slides prepared for this presentation. This includes a parcel map of the 3 sites. Additionally, there are preliminary renderings of the floor plates. And in the next slide, there are a street level, also another proposed rendering, a context map of the design on Norwell Street. And the next slide is another rendering as well. If approved, this vote will empower Dorchester Design Collaborative to progress with design work, permitting processes, and securing essential financing. MOH remains committed to ensuring transparency, inclusivity, and adherence to the highest standards in this transformative project. I'm here today to address any inquiries you may have. And again, thank you for your time and consideration for this significant vote.
No questions, just a comment again. All these 4 of these proposals were put out in April of this year, and to be in front of this commission going for tentative designation is actually great. Some people may think 6 months is a long time. That's, for this city, 6 months is actually supersonic speed. So with that, Commissioner?
Yes, more comment, excuse me, and I just want to really commend the entire team over at MOH. This was quite an endeavor, and it has come together, as Commissioner said, over 6 months. I do want to recognize sort of a quarterback in a lot of this initiative who's not on the call, and that would be Jamie Smith, who did a phenomenal job in the background pulling all this together. So commend you, Jessica, the leadership of Chief Dillon. Very exciting to see this happen, and as you guys are aware, very excited about the new development teams that have come to join the city's work. So, Commissioner, that's it for me, but excited about all of this work done by MOH.
Motion to approve.
I second that motion.
All in favor? Aye.
Thank you. Vote number 4 is hereby approved. This concludes the agenda for MOH's meeting for today. Is there a motion to adjourn this meeting?
Motion to adjourn.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
This meeting is adjourned.
Thank you.